All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99, all boxing, everything. Make sure y'all subscribe. All right, y'all, I had a few people ask me about this fight. They wanted my thoughts on this one because I haven't really gotten around to talking about it yet. But Canelo Alvarez versus Jermell Charlo. First of all, my first reaction to it was, why? Well, I won't necessarily it was why, because there was a time when I did want to see this fight when Canelo was near 154, which I'll talk about here in a minute. But my question was, why now? It was really like, why now? Now, as y'all know, Canelo Alvarez, he signed this big multi-fight deal with PBC, like over $100 million. I believe it's 3 fights or more. And they were already kind of lining up some fighters for him. Everybody from the Charlos, both Charlos, to Benavidez. Well, I don't even know about Benavidez. I'm not even going to bring him up. But Errol Spence's name was he actually brought up too, after he fights Crawford. So they're bringing up all these other names now. And, when the Charlos names came up, I was like, okay, maybe that means down the line, maybe he's going to fight somebody else, or maybe he will fight Benavidez first. And then, eventually one of the Charlos when they get back into action. But no, first it was Jermall. And right there, I was like, whoa, come on, maybe a couple of years back, but that doesn't sound like a good fight. That doesn't really sound like the best fight. The best when you fight a Jermell Charlo who's been out of action for over 2 years and really hasn't been in the right mental state to box, right? So I'm glad they cut that. But then going down to Jermell, I know that's a little bit better, but still, like, to me, it was just like, why now? That was my first reaction, was like, why now? Because there was a time when they both wanted to fight Canelo, like a few years back when he was near their weight class, but he never wanted to do it. But now that it seems like both guys are inactive and haven't really been in action, he's still, well, he's chasing these fights, he's still kind of avoiding the one big fight that everybody wanted to see with him signing over to PBC, and that's Benavidez, right? Now, that would have got me a little bit more hype. Now, I know Jermell, he has a chance. Everybody has a chance. The blueprint is out on how to fight Canelo and beat him. But with Jermell Charlo moving up 2 weight classes and being out for over a year himself, right? Last guy he fought was Brian Castano, and before that was Brian Castano, and he fought him once a year, from 2021 and 2022. Doesn't really say that Jermell is ready for, somebody that's big, strong like Canelo that fights at 168, because remember, he's going to be moving up. Now, Jermell Charlo and Jermall, they do get bigger. They do walk around at, like, I believe 190, 200 pounds. But the question is, can he fight it this weight? Can he fight an elite fighter at this weight? Can, he box, and can he handle the strength of a fighter like Canelo Alvarez at 168? And in my opinion, I'm hoping he can. I believe Derek James said he thinks that athleticism is going to play a big part in this fight. Athleticism and Jermell Charlo's technique. Those are 2 big things that are going to play a factor in a fight with Canelo Alvarez. And I think athleticism is going to be important against Canelo Alvarez, because you got to remember, Canelo Alvarez, to me, he is kind of up there in boxing years. And then I kind of think of Canelo's knees. And, Canelo, he's not really like a mobile fighter. He's not really a fighter that uses his footwork a lot. He's kind of flat-footed. He has more upper body movement. He's more faster with his hands and, like, trying to mimic Floyd Mayweather with the shoulder roll and inside head movement. But he's not really like a mobile fighter, like moves around a lot. So I think somebody, Jermell Charlo, is going to have to depend more on his feet in this fight, in angles, and, getting in and getting out, not really staying in the pocket too much. Like, if he gets in the pocket, Jermell, if he does kind of blow up, is going to want to use that size and lean on Canelo a little bit more on the inside and tie him up, use that physical strength in that manner, But one of the questions is Jermell Charlo going to be able to get Canelo Alvarez's respect? Well, the only way he's going to get his respect is if he can get through the guard and land clean. If he can land clean and he can throw in combinations like Bivol, Dimitri Bivol did, then he should be able to keep Canelo at bay. Bivol, I picked Bivol, to beat Canelo Alvarez. A lot of people thought Canelo's going to outbox him. I was like, no way. This guy's too big, quick. This is his natural weight class at 175. He just got an overall quick, high-volume style that's going to kind of frustrate Canelo. So Jermell Charlo, I believe that he's going to have to bring more of a technical, cerebral boxing style like the guys that beat him in the past, like, Floyd, Bivol. And in my opinion, Lara. A lot of people don't think Lara won that fight, but I thought Lara did edge out Canelo. And he's going to have to look at what Golovkin did. You know, Gennady Golovkin, you know, he could hit Canelo clean, and he was getting respect with power. So a few things, you know, Jermell Charlo is going to have to use, you know, athleticism. He's going to have to be technically solid, can't make any mistakes, technically solid from the outside. And, you know, he's going to have to be able to get Canelo's respect with his power. You know, he's going to have to hit hard enough to keep Canelo at bay and trying to avoid the exchanges. You know, he's going to have to split that guard, split that high guard, and go to the body on Canelo when Canelo tries to, you know, use a lot of head movement. You know, don't do like some of the other fighters like Danny Jacobs, go swinging for the head. You know, just go straight to the rib cage and into the arms. You know, hit him in the arms and avoid his arm punches, because Canelo Alvarez, he's like one of those physical punchers too. So I know Jermell Charlo gets big, but with him never fighting at 168 before, you know, he's going to want to avoid a lot of, like, you know, he's going to want to avoid a lot of the moments where he's like trying to block a lot of Canelo's punches. So he's going to have to stay on the outside more, because, you know, Canelo likes to hit that forearm and try to bust that tricep like he did to Caleb Smith. He tried it to Bivol, but it didn't work, you know, because Bivol was too big and durable. But I can bet you that Canelo, he's going to try to break Charlo down by breaking his arms like that. You know, he's going to try to break his weapon. And that's what a lot of people don't understand about boxing. Like, it's not just about head hunting. You got to go to the body, yes, but you also got to go to the chest, and you also got to hit the arms as well, you know, because once you do, if you're a hard puncher and you do damage to the arms, you're taking away your opponent's weapon, you know. So Canelo Alvarez, he is that type of arm puncher. He's not an arm puncher, meaning throwing weak punches, but he hits his opponent's arms to do damage. And that's a right hand that he's really been trying to develop and use throughout these fights against bigger guys. So, you know, Jermell, he's going to have to get that respect. You know, he's going to have to make sure he can come in there and dictate the pace of the fight and use that physical strength throughout this one, man. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, what do y'all think in the comment section? Do you think Jermell has the attributes to frustrate Canelo? I'm not sure. You know, I'm not sure. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot of things that he's going to have to do that he hasn't really had to do in the past, you know, against a bigger guy. So I would have liked to see Jermell kind of work his way up to this weight class before he's jumping here at super middleweight. Again, on paper, it sounds good, undisputed versus undisputed. But with Jermell not being as active in his first fight at 168, 2 weight classes above, it's going to be a tough task, you know. But shout out to him, you know. I in no way feel like he's ducking Tim Tszyu. He's taking on a big task in Canelo Alvarez. But guys, let me know in the comment section what y'all think. The fight I really wanted for Canelo coming over was Benavidez, of course. These Charlo fights, they would have to wait until they get back into action, or, you know, get in that right mind state. But yeah, let me know what y'all think, guys. Make sure y'all subscribe. Thanks for the new subscribers. But yeah, if y'all have any other questions about the fight, I'll answer them here. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.